geç kaldınız. Şimdi bu yaz okulu içerisindeki tek İngilizce sunumu dinleyeceksiniz. Bazılarınız için belki bir miktar zor olabilir ama Masha özellikle biraz yavaş konuşacak. Bütün bilgisayarların hemen kapanmasını istiyorum. Biraz teknolojiden uzaklaşın istiyorum. Yeterince teknolojiyle gerildiniz. Dolayısıyla hemen bilgisayarlar kapansın. Biraz marketing konuşalım. Masha'nın konuşmasının içinde küçük küçük sürprizler var sizlere. Dolayısıyla dikkatli dinleyin. Sorular soracak ve küçük küçük sürprizler yapacak. Dolayısıyla konsantrasyonunuzu ona vermenizi istiyorum. Masha bizim genel müdür yardımcılarımızdan bir tanesi. Pazarlamadan sorumlu. Dolayısıyla pazarlama ile ilgili aslında Microsoft'taki en doğru insanla karşı karşıyasınız. Sizin için özel bir sunum hazırladı. Yani başka bir yerde yaptığı bir sunumu da yapmıyor. Dolayısıyla gerçekten sizin için hazırlandı. Aynı şekilde karşılık vereceğinizden eminim. Hala açık bilgisayarlar görüyorum birkaç tane. Onları da bir kapatalım ve konsantrasyonumuzu buraya verelim. Masha, students are yours.
Thanks a lot. Just checking the mic. Do you hear me? Wonderful. So first of all, apologize for English because I'm, as Behice said, I'm Russian, so I'm sort of bilmiyorum Turkish yet. I'm learning though, but not that quickly. I can say a couple of stuff usually used for the meetings like kedi köpü gibi, things like this. So I can do some tiny things, but not yet a lot. And I'm going to be here with you for next, whatever, 45-50 minutes. I'll try to cover what I've prepared for today's presentation. I have another one tomorrow morning for you, and I'll finish mine to tell you what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I will try to speak not as quickly. If I go very quickly, just stop me. I'll slow down the English. And sort of let's start. And since we're in the evening of the day, I hope we can have some fun with the presentation and we can move on. So instead of introduction, just a little bit in so you understand who am I and why I'm here. I'm the Marketing and Operations Director of Microsoft Turkey. So I'm responsible at the same time for all the operations of Microsoft, like running business, planning, reporting, metrics, operations, budgets, revenue pipeline on one hand. On the other hand, I'm responsible for all the marketing activities which Microsoft does in Turkey, except for free products, which are Skype, Xbox, and Lumia, because they are a little bit separate. Again, I can talk you why at some point if you are interested why we separated it. I'm originally Russian. I was born in Moscow. I'm 41 years old. I'm in Microsoft for 6.5 years. I've spent 5 years before in Sharp Corporation, Japanese company who manufactures electronics. I've spent 10 years of my life in PricewaterhouseCoopers. And I worked for 2 years in a small Russian company which was distributing Xbox 360, and that's how I came to Microsoft. I also a bit unusual, especially for you in terms of my education. My education is history of art, so I have zero technical background, which sometimes helps, sometimes doesn't. And my second one was in management and marketing, so I do that stuff. I was in Turkey for almost half a year now, so it's time runs. I came here in the middle of February with my husband, and I'm enjoying Istanbul, Turkey, traveling, language, food, drinks, all of that stuff. People, amazing people in Turkey here whom I'm working with. So that's sort of more or less me. I have a son, he's 16 years old. He stays in Moscow because he's in the high school now, who is actually more interested in computing than in history. So we have some bridges with you, I hope. So what we're going to talk about today is pretty much basics of marketing. It's very difficult to deliver marketing in 45 minutes. You know, some people studied for 5 years, 7 years. I tried to squeeze the marketing into 45 minutes and walk you through the basic steps which you will need to take when you will be promoting or advertising your applications on which you are working now or will be working in the future. So we're going to talk about what is marketing in terms of wording, which words are used in marketing and how to translate them into normal people language. And we're also going to look into stages of the marketing, 1, 2, 3, 4, which you have to take when you do any marketing activities. Some hints for the presentation. We're going to do three things. We're going to look into some theoretical statements, like what is, say, segmentation. We're going to look into some metrics which allows you to do segmentation of your products, and we're going to do some practical exercises. So I'm expecting you not to sleep, not to program, but to listen and to be with me and to participate in today's discussion. So icons will sort of navigate you through the stuff. So first of all, marketing as a science appeared in the United States. Actually, United States and United Kingdom are two of the most advanced marketing countries in the world. So all the theory of marketing came from that language. That's why the majority of the marketing terms, and those which are in bold, we will discuss in details today, are coming from English language. So even here, when people speak Turkish, they can speak Turkish, and then in the middle of the Turkish, they say segmentation, or they say positioning, because it's obviously common language around the world. So let's see what is marketing and how we navigate through it. So marketing is activity or set of institutions, meaning agencies, for example, or processes which allow you to identify, create, communicate, execute, and evaluate the value of your product or service to your customers, clients, or partners. This looks a bit complicated, so let me sort of separate it into three buckets. The lower part, which says customers, clients, partners, and society, in marketing is called target audience, and we will look into the target audience a lot during these 40 minutes. The middle part, which is the steps, is actually your marketing strategy or marketing cycle. So when you hear these terms in the future, you will know, okay, the audience is target audience, the steps which you have to take is strategy, and the marketing mix is amount or set of activities which you are going to use to promote your product. So let's see what the process looks like. In the majority of the cases, whatever we do every day for marketing or for sales or for business development starts with target audience. So the applications you are working at the moment have some audience for which you are developing your applications. This is called target audience, and we will look into two major aspects. One is segmentation, another one is targeting. We'll look how to do that stuff. The second part is your own product or service which you are developing. It also has some perspectives in it, let me say. So I don't know, for example, if I take a bottle of water, it is plastic, it is small, it is light, it is filled with the product, it has some branding on it, etc. So the product has some features in it. Then you look into the marketing strategy, and we'll be talking about positioning and differentiation, very important in marketing, especially in the industry you are working, because you are in the applications mode right now. Applications is highly competitive market. You'll have thousands of competitors, so differentiation will be very important. And then we'll look into the marketing mix. So for the next hour, or the next 40 minutes, we'll go step by each one of the stages. So by the end of our today's presentation, you have a sort of instruction how to do basic marketing around your application. So the majority of the marketers are saying that segmentation is core. So whatever you start your life with, you are segmenting. I mean, if I do even basic stuff, when you are looking for the boyfriend, you are segmenting the boyfriend. If you are looking for the girlfriend, you have segmenting the girlfriend. She should be dark-haired, light eyes, blue eyes. This is already a segmentation. Every process in our life, sales, marketing, business, finance, starts with segmentation. So segmentation is pretty much identifying the group of customers which you want to reach. And we'll look into how you can do that. Segmentation is super important. So for you, the first step ever in any marketing is segmentation. Microsoft is high-end in segmentation. We work with tons of data. We have billions of customers around the world, so we know a lot about segmentation. I give you 3 examples on the segmentation because there are numerous approaches. You can do different stuff, but I give you at least the basic ones. So first, very simple segmentation is demographic. It's the one which says how old is the person, what is the gender, what is the income of the person, where the person lives, how big is the person's family, or where the person works. So it's open demographic data. In the now world, the world of digital, you can pretty much find this information anywhere. If you go to my Facebook page, even without being my friend, you can see that I'm a woman, I'm most probably a Russian, which is very obvious from my name and surname. You can estimate the age, you can estimate some interests even looking at the broad page. So demographics is basic one, you always need to use this one. Then we look into the behavior segmentation. Behavior is something like what person loves to do. There are people who love sports, there are people who love travel, there are people who love, I don't know, computing, there are people who love literature. This is behavior, how the people behave in their daily life. Are they active or are they preferring staying at home? Are they travelers or are they preferring to stay within Turkey? So this is behavior, we'll look into the examples. And the last one is psychological. Is the person introvert or extrovert? The basics of psychology. If the person easygoer or is the person like less easygoing? Is he or she prefers a lot of people meeting or he prefers to be standalone? Behavioral segmentation is also part of your components with some of your applications. The ones, for example, which goes for autistic kids, behavior will be super important because it's like the part of the core value which you will bring to the kids. So let us start to play. Demographic segmentation, the first one, and I will not, I promise, use only Microsoft products. I will use a lot of different products in my presentations. But let's start with the one which probably is very well known to the majority of you. This is a product which is called the Xbox. It's a gaming console. We have 3 generations of that. And the average price, I have no clue how much it is in Turkish liras, by the way. I think it's about maybe 12,000 liras. No? Less? More? Less? 1,000 lira? 1,000 lira. Let's say 1,000 lira for now. And I'm talking just about gaming console itself, at least on that slide. So let's try to do the demographic segmentation. What age will be our target audience for Xbox? Starting from 15, 25, 20 and older. Okay. What will be the... All of people. Let's park this one for a second. Absolutely, I mean, all opinions are right. We'll like segment them a little bit. What will be the gender? Female and male or male? Income and others. Okay, income. Interesting one. Income. Starting from what? Per month? 3,000 per month? More? Less? Okay. What about lifestyle? What type of the person we want to tell about Xbox? Gamer, of course, it's obvious, yes. And if it is a first purchase, if the person never played before, what will be the lifestyle of the person? More? Come on, wake up. Yes, more. I want more lifestyle because this is like very tricky one. It's important one because we'll talk about this later on. What does person have? What person must have to play Xbox? More? No? Okay. Oh, it's one by one, sorry. The person must have time. That's what I wanted you to understand. The person who plays on any game must have spare time. Because the person who is busy or working on the business trip cannot play Xbox because Xbox is not a mobile device. You cannot take it with you. You have to sit somewhere and spend, I don't know, at least half an hour to play gaming, like usually 3 hours, but never mind. So this is the basics which you can easily do. Age starts from 12, commenting on the kids. The kids, before they are 8 years old, never make their decision by themselves. Before they are 8 years old, they cannot impact their decision. Their decision is ultimately taken by their parents. Therefore, in the majority of the marketing segmentation, the minimum age is 6. After 6, the kid can become really annoying. If the person knows what he wants, he can start impacting parents. But before 6, you can sort of exclude this audience. Also, in case of Xbox, I would doubt the audience which is 65 plus. Also, maybe it's not the core audience to which you are giving your message. Then obviously it's men primary because it is technology. Of course, there are a lot of gamers girls. A lot, I mean maybe 12 to 14% of overall Xbox audience, but the majority of them will be. But even that simple exercise shows you that how you can do the segmentation, even like of the basic product which you do not know. Let's look from another perspective, behavior. That will include the benefit of the product, that will include occasion to which we can sell the product, and that will include the usage scenarios. And I will probably speed it up, so I'll tell you the answers for now. Majority of the men love to overcome the challenge. Therefore, the benefit for them is to feel themselves powerful, overcoming enemies, tanks, monsters, goblins, whatever it is there. So the benefit is for you to feel powerful and to achieve the result. This is a super core driver for Xbox. And if you look at what we do with Xbox campaigns, we do a lot of that stuff there. It's usually birthday. It can be graduation as well. It can be, in Russia, for example, it's New Year. It's very famous, like season for giving the presents. The highest season in my country where kids start learning at school in September and finish school in May, the highest selling season of Xbox is June. Because parents are promising to the kid that if you graduate well, we give you the console. So June is always the high season. And then usage is relaxed, spend time with your friends. However, over there we have another product, which is Xbox Kinect. Kinect allows you to play together with your family. So even by adding a single accessory, we are changing the target audience. We are changing the way a person wants to spend the time. So look into your product from those different perspectives. And then another one is behavior, which is like, includes social class, it includes personality. A lot of introverts, I'm using the data, a lot of introverted people play PCs and Xbox, people who prefer to spend time with themselves and viral reality, so therefore look into that part. Usually it's like, as I said, a student, it can be office worker. We are finding more and more people from office who are sort of giving out the stress by playing on Xbox, so it's also like part of the story. And that will very much depend upon which game you are selling. So for example, if it is a shooter, there is one target audience. If it is racing game, there can be another target audience. If it is Disney, I don't know, Frozen game, then it will be another target audience. So for every layer, when you are doing your application, look carefully who is the audience, how they behave, can they afford your product, etc. So segment them to make the profile of the audience. The second big part, when you look into the target audience, is targeting of the audience. And I'll give you the example. So targeting is selecting the core people from the massive amount of users. And again, I'll give you the example. So let us look at the product. This is a Microsoft Steel product. So the product is Turkish data, so I want you sort of to walk with me how I came up to that one. So there is a total population, which I estimated as 70 million people, meaning I've excluded already somebody from the total available target audience. 48 million is my potential market. Available market is 40 million people. Target market is 24 million people. Penetrated market means people already using the product is 12 million. So which product I'm talking about from Microsoft? Any ideas? Which product can have 12 million people in Turkey? Understand? One. Office. Okay, come on. You are using this product, despite of the device you are on. Not good to have a lecture in the evening, by the way. Of course, it is Skype. So 70 million population is a grown-up population of Turkey. 48 million people are connected to internet. 40 million people are connected to high-quality internet, which allows them to use the full capacity of Skype. 24 million people is the target of Microsoft in the next 3 years. 12 million of people are using Skype at the moment in Turkey. So again, when you identify all of your audiences, all the men 12 years plus, you have to segment them to really understand the core audience to which you are going to land your message, because then your message will depend upon how you do that. You cannot reach 12 million people by sending them letters, right? You cannot reach 12 million people by even like by radio programs. So you have to use totally different marketing here to reach your target audience and to move them from 12 to 24. So be very careful when you do the targeting. Another way of doing targeting is to understand at which stage of the product you are talking to your people. And again, I talked with Bahija before to find out which applications you are working on. There is another way of looking into the information. There are innovators, people who love everything new by default. It doesn't mean what is new. It can be a new toothpaste, it can be a new phone, it can be a new, I don't know, cinema, it can be a new anything. They are innovators by their design. For them, it's natural to test something new. This is very important, audience, because if they test it and they love it, they will promote it all across the audiences up there. If they test it and they hate it, they will also promote it to the audience there. So therefore, this audience, whatever you launch the new stuff, this is very, very important for you to find them, to talk to them, to present your product to them, to explain the product to them, to do whatever you want. And then there are different stages, like you've moved from early adopters to early majority, to late majority, and to laggards, the ones who are behind everybody. And if I give you sort of the Microsoft example, let's play around. So for example, if we look at Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows XP, and Windows 10, where would you put those Windowses into the map of different users? So where will be Windows 7? Which? Windows 8? Windows 10? So Windows 8 goes where? Windows XP. And Windows 10 goes to early adopters. So innovators now already using Windows 10. Innovators started using Windows 10 before it was even launched. Innovators are people, in our case, in technological market, are people who are subscribing to technology even before it is public. They are so curious to touch it, they like really download it, use it, they critique it, they feedback, but they are in that path. So they are Windows 10 on the innovators. Windows 8 is actually in between two because it's still quite an innovative product for us. Windows 7 is definitely in the early and late majority, and Windows XP is over there almost in the end. However, it doesn't mean that every new product is going to start here. Because again, for example, coming to your autistic application, by design of the usage, your users will be here. They will be very skeptic. So therefore, be very careful how you explain the product. It should be super simple. It should be very easy to understand. It should be very easy to navigate, to download, to install. So think about this one when you think about your applications. And then another one, and then sort of like, so in the target audience, taking amount of time we have, you need to take away with you two things, segmentation and targeting. Segmentation always goes first, targeting is a result of the segmentation. So those two, for the beginning, when you start your fitness application, your restaurant application, you will be already able to identify how many people you want to reach and sort of like what type of people you are looking for. I'm speaking all right? Quicker, slower? Slower? Okay, good. So product. Second thing you have is product. In your case, it will be application. In case of Microsoft, we have more than 30 products in our portfolio. So we have all sorts of products, like mouse is one type of products. It's tangible, it has shape, it has weight, it has all the physical characteristics. Office 365, you cannot touch until you install it. So characteristics of the product will be also very different. So let's look into how you can describe your product and how big, important, and clever people designed for us different matrices to look into the product. So the first thing you need to do, and I would recommend you to physically write it down. You have to describe your product. And for that, I'm giving you a few questions which you sort of can use moving forward into your application. So for example, what the product can do, why people need this product, that will be called value. What are the characteristics of your product? Is it bright? Is it one color, two color, working cross-platform on one platform, users, etc.? How good is your product and service? And with this one, be very frank. If you think your product is not good, be frank to yourself, be honest, like sort of assume that it is not the best product of the market because it will help you to promote it later on. Because there are tons of products on the market which are low quality. A lot, millions of products. So therefore, be very careful when you're describing those. Does your product need a brand? Some products need brand, some products do not need brand. We'll talk about this today and maybe tomorrow as well. So think about those, and also if there is a competitive product, in your cases, I think to the best of my knowledge, all of your applications will have competitive product. So write your competition, describe what is good about them, install the application, test it, try it, so that you really know your competition upside down. I don't know, hire a person from competition, make a friend from competition, so find it out. So let's try to play. There is a product, this is a teddy bear. So let's play. What the product can do? What is the core usage of this product? Toy, so what you can do with this product? Play, so you can play. What else you can do with the product? If you are a woman, what you can do with the product? What women do with teddy bear? Come on, they sleep with teddy bear. So it can be your pillow, it can be sleeping to you, you can talk to it, you can complain to it if you're a kid, right? So there are a lot of different characteristics of the product. If you go into the shop, there will be like hundreds of teddy bears, right? Some of them will be official, some will be a fireman, some will be with heart. So it's already emotion in that product. Why people need this product? What's the value? Sorry? Sleeping, playing, coming down, as I said, talk maybe, especially kids, they play around, they do the family of teddy bears, that stuff. I know majority of you, like maybe ultimate majority of you don't have kids yet, but still. What are the characteristics of the product? So you move on and on and on, and you physically describe your product. That will be your product strategy. That will be the sort of ultimate policy of your product. My product can do this, it looks like this, it is soft, it is big, it is nice, it's nice to touch, you use the appropriate materials for that one. Is it a good quality product? What are the competition of that product? And in this case, the competitions will be other teddy bears, as well as any other soft toys which are sold. So you'll be competing with a broad range of products. So all of that you describe when you do the policy. Another look is not a product, but a service, because it has totally different characteristics. And also make sure you really think about, you are designing services. You are not designing products. Application is not a product, it's a service. It will give people a service of looking for the restaurant, looking for the fitness center, doing the diabetics, doing the diet stuff, etc. So it's a service. So you have to do exactly the same exercise. It doesn't mean if it is a physical product or a service, describe it. So what is the value of the dry cleaning? Wake up, come on. Drying, be clean, be, I don't know, white will be the ultimate association with dry cleaning. You can see the colors which I used is always white, a lot of white in the branding because it's clean and it sort of like pretends you're like beautiful and you're formal, etc. So you do this type of exercises, and of course I'll share the deck with you so you can use it further on. And then you do another part. You try to understand at which stage your product is at the moment. And the most, I would say the maximum amount of marketers, they're using one matrix. Actually, they use like 2, 3 different metrics, but I'll show you a couple of matrices which marketers usually use when they look at the product life cycle. The product doesn't live forever. The product is introduced to the market, then it's always growing when people understand what the product can do, and then at some point of time, the product is always declining. At the decline part, in the modern digital world, companies are doing so-called product extension. So they are adding additional functions to the product, so the product can skip the declining path, and by adding the additional functionality, it starts growing again, and it moves on and on and on. Example I wanted you to give is a product which I think also you use. This is a product called WhatsApp. And the way they were developing is very much aligned with the product cycle. So when they started, they were an application for the iPhone which allowed you to do text messages, and that was back in 2009. Then they obviously saw the demand, the product started to grow, so they added functionality because Google started to grow. So WhatsApp added Android, and they added push notifications. So then people started seeing the push notification on the phone. Then it's continued to grow, and other platforms appear. BlackBerry appeared, Windows started to appear, and so they added multi-platform devices, plus they added subscription, because in the first stage, WhatsApp was free of charge. So they added the paid subscription. Now you can use it for 1 year, then you have to pay for the traffic, etc. And when the product already penetrated all mobile devices sort of the world, they understood that product will start to decline. At that moment of time, they introduced web browser. So they went into totally different audience for them. So now you can download WhatsApp on your computer and use it on your computer. Plus they added the calls. So what WhatsApp is doing, they introduced the product, it started growing, they added functionality, it kept on growing, they added more functionality. That was the maximum functionality they had. So the product started to decline, they introduced another one. So now they sort of missed the stage of declining. By introducing the new one, they will sort of keep on, and most probably they will create more, I don't know, functionality inside, more, I don't know what it's going to be, like more touch options maybe it will be video call, we have no clue, but I mean, the stage of the product will be the same. So with your application, it will go through exactly the same cycle. You introduce it here, people will learn about it, they will start using it, start downloading it. At the moment of the growth, you have to make it better. You have to make it broader, you have to make it deeper, you have to do some stuff around the application. Then you go into mapping your product into different stages. It means you are starting creating your marketing strategy. So what exactly I'm going to talk, how, where, what will be my value proposition, etc. So you go into the real marketing strategy. First thing you have to do, you have to position your product. So you have to identify the benefits of your product and tell those benefits to your target audience. And again, we'll go through some exercises and some examples. The matrix which is used mostly is the matrix which is done by Boston Consulting Group. And again, somebody of you maybe seen it when you were like in the university. It's a very popular one. And it segments the product into 4 different buckets. The bucket which is called star or rising star, it's usually the most trendy product. So the product which everybody loves, which company wants to promote, company advertises this product, they spend a lot of money on this product, so that product will be the best of the best in your portfolio. The cows are the products which you do not need to invest any dollars or any marketing into, because this product is stably giving you milk. That's why it is cow. So you don't need to invest any, you do not need to advertise this product. This product is there, it will sell you forever. In our case, in case of Microsoft, this will be Windows 7. It's a super nice product, it's like almost 2 billion users. We don't advertise it any longer for many years, actually for free. Still the product is super nice for us and we use it. Then there is the question mark. If you go to any website or you go to any shop or you hear the advertising and it says, new product, Yeni, right? That will be the question mark. Question mark is always the new product because you can do a lot of research, but you never know if customers will love your product or not. Now you are doing applications, you don't know if customers will love your application or not, so you will be in the question mark. And then there are so-called dogs, the products which you need to decide what to do. You can either change this product fully, or you have to discontinue this product. This product most probably is not bringing you any revenue, any profit, anything. It's just a product in your portfolio, so you need to look. I've prepared a few different examples. I have, I think, 6 examples in case of Turkey. And I was using the local analogs. So if you can tell me which one you want to see, I can select any 2 or 3, so I can navigate you through the map. So whoever goes first, I'll do this. Coca-Cola, BMW, Apple. Okay, Coca-Cola. So in case of Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola Zero is their current star. If you look at the advertising, they're advertising it broadly across the country. It is super high margin. It's a new product, but it's not very new. So it's a product they're already confident in. So they're advertising, they're making different sizes, different shapes, different packs. So you can see it like everywhere on the advertising. Standard normal Coca-Cola, they don't advertise it any longer. The whole world knows what is Coca-Cola. You don't need to do anything. You just need to put it on the shelf. People will buy it naturally. And it has been their cow for many, many years. Diet Coke is a question mark at the moment. It's a dog, sorry, because Zero is now on the sales. They have pretty much equal characteristics, so one product is competing with another. So Coca-Cola needs to decide what to do with that product. And the question mark is all they're playing around with the design, because usually the brand of Coca-Cola is so strong that when you recolor the can, is becoming very unusual for people. So from the shelf, when people see the pink can, they don't associate it with Coca-Cola. So therefore, that type of the experiments is a question mark. Maybe it will kick off, maybe they will discontinue. This will always be a question mark. And I'm giving you some examples like what you have to do with the product. So next one was BMW. BMW is, there is a note there that it's not an expert, but Masha's evaluation, just in case. So my perception is that, and I only took off-roads because BMW have different clusters of the car. You cannot compare products within different clusters. I only took like off-road. So X5 is their star. They're advertising it's still like everywhere. If you go to the car center, you will always see a few X5s there. So they will always show this product. X3 is their cow. They don't advertise in it. Actually, I'm not sure now because they're launching X4. Maybe they will discontinue this one, so maybe that is a replacement. This is a new model, totally new one, so therefore it's still a question mark. For cars, even if the product is live for half a year, this will be still a question mark because cars have a very long cycle. It can be 3 years or 5 years, so that's a question mark. And X1 is their dog. At the moment, it's unclear what to do with the product. They are almost not doing any profit on that car. That's just for the lineup. It's small. It competes with a lot of Koreans, a lot of Japanese, a lot of other Germans and American cars. So that will be like, if I would be doing the map of BMW, that will be the matrix. And then let me do Apple. In case of Apple, definitely iPhone is their star by design. They're still advertising it, they're still launching the new model, they're still investing into the marketing, they still invest into the shelf, so that will be their star. Their iPad will be their cow. They almost don't advertise it any longer. They just keep it on sales. It lies in the shop. Actually, how you can understand that the product is becoming a cow. If you hear on the radio something like call us and you can have a chance to win iPad, this is definitely a cow. This is definitely a product which company is trying to get out to the channel. So that will be very visible. This product, as I said, will be always marked with new. This is Apple iWatch. So this is the new product, still a question mark how they're going to sell it. And most probably like old versions of the iPods are definitely, they will discontinue at some point because now you can use phone, iPad or iWatch or whatever to listen to the music. So that will be the questionable product. And when you understand what type of product you have, which characteristics the product have, where you are with your product in the stage, you have to differentiate your product from other millions of the same products. So differentiation is when you understand how you are going to be different. And you can be different in your tone, like for example, Red Bull is different from others because of tone of voice. They are funny, they're joking, they have competitions, they have outdoor, so the communication is a little bit different from, say, Burn. And then in your case, you also have to differentiate your application or your product or your service from any other available. And again, I'm giving you the example of the matrix. If your product is low quality and cheap, your strategy will be to differentiate around cost. So most probably you have to do free of charge application and try upsell it with some advertising or functions or something. If your product have unique competency, like for example, diabetics, then you can do pretty much everything because you are not competing with many other companies. You will be unique. And usually in the market, more unique product is, more successful the product is. That's why everybody is fighting for unique idea, because they want to be at that niche. Majority of the products will lie here. Majority of the products will be competing with others, and you need to make the segmentation. And I will give you an example, very simple one, using the chocolates. So low price, low quality, high price, and very high quality over there. And I want you to help me to position things about. So I don't remember the order, to be frankly, but let's start with Mars. Where will be Mars on the matrix? What is Mars? High quality, low quality, high cost, low cost. Where is Mars? Who's next? Let's try Lint. Okay. Who's next, I wonder? I don't remember my animation. Good. Let's try Ferrero Rocher. I mixed it. All right, I'll show you. And I mixed the order. Mars, Twix, low cost, available everywhere. In any kiosk, on any corner, you can find them. Low quality, low cost. So their differentiation strategy is simply price. They will be always available everywhere at the low price. Then you go into the different chocolate bars. Then you go into the handmade chocolate. Then you go into the special package with special messages. And then you go up to the very, very high end. So even within one very simple category, you can understand why marketers are doing some stuff. Or for example, why Mars you can buy everywhere. Because for Mars, at their low quality, it's important to be like everywhere. Whereas if you go to the exclusive chocolate, there will be boutique shop, boutique package, maybe even individual design, etc. So that means they are really at high price and they are really making high quality products. So again, with your application, look at how good it is, or any other product you are going to do, and map it in accordance with the strategy so you can understand what to do with this product and how in the future. And the last part of the 4 is actually marketing mix. So marketing mix is a set of tools or the set of marketing communications which you will be using in your daily life. Usually, traditionally, it is called 4P, place, promotion, product, and price. However, in your case, it will also have a process because maybe you want to highlight how you design your applications. And it also, in many cases, in case of Microsoft or in case of summer camp, it will be people who are involved in designing of your products. And pretty much every stage of that have like sort of a description. So promotion, and I put here e-promotion because online the principles are a little bit different. How you promote in the store versus how you promote in the website can be a little bit different. So promotion is pretty much advertising in your PR. Place is the place you sell your something. It can be online store, it can be retail store, it can be Windows shop, it can be, I don't know, applications for Apple and Google, etc. Product, as I said, requires separate lecture, includes what is the product, how it's packed, and how it is offered. Then you have the price, and then you have the quality of the manufacturing and people. If I take the product which we are using broadly here in Istanbul, because everybody told us that you shouldn't drink the water from the tap, that will be like Eric Lee's sort of 5P. So they have the product itself of different shapes and forms. Then they have some sort of the promotion and advertising. Then they have a place where their bottles are in the shop. Then they have people who physically sell the product. And it can be people who deliver you water, as well as people who are managing their company. Because the person like GM of Microsoft is the person who is selling Microsoft. Masha standing on the stage is the person who is selling Microsoft as well. So therefore, people is not only people on the factory or people who are couriers, but also people who manage the company. And then there is obviously a pricing offer for the product. And then you have some components of the marketing. So advertising is considered to be any paid marketing activity. So anything which is on the TV, radio, on board, website, doesn't matter. All of that is called advertising. Mobile advertising is a sort of subset which is only on your mobile devices. I'll give you a couple of examples. PR is your communications with media and press. It's your relationships with media and press. Digital marketing is everything you do online. Trade marketing is everything you do in the retail store. And then there is a core marketing, which in your case can be very interesting. The core marketing is, say, for example, if I'm playing, I don't know, Doodle Jump. When I finish Doodle Jump, I have another game advertised for me. And this game can be even from another developer. This is called cross-marketing. I'll give you like one example. So then you just for you to structure information a little bit, advertising is any type of videos you can see on the TV or online. Mobile advertising, this is cross-sell in the mobile advertising. So one game is advertised after another game. Then you have digital advertising. It's all the typical normal banners which you see online. Core marketing. Have a look. This is Yandex. This is standard Yandex Turkey video. So I clicked on the video tab in Yandex. Over here, I know it's not very visible, it says youtube.com. This is cross-promotion. This is when Yandex is promoting YouTube. In the reality, Yandex has contract with YouTube to do this, so nobody does anything free of charge in the modern world. But this is like a traditional co-promotion when you go from one platform into another one and you promote them. And then obviously there is a PR component, like an article in the newspaper. This is also cross-promotion, by the way. So when you are selling a washing machine of Samsung, Technosa is offering you to buy Tefal. This is totally another brand. It has nothing to do with Samsung. It's from totally different companies. However, because consumer loves to buy two things at a cheaper price, Technosa is offering two products at the same time to do as a bundle. And I'm almost fitting in my time because I have a few closing fun slides. So I want to do two things. First of all, let's recap. You start with the target audience, you do the segmentation of your target audience, and you do the targeting, selecting the appropriate one. Then you look into your product, you describe what product you have, how it looks, how it feels, what value it brings to people. Then you identify what is your marketing strategy. Are you at the beginning of your journey? Are you in the end? How do you target your people? How do you reach them? And then you look into which marketing engines or marketing tools you are going to use to promote your product. And I have a few questions which are not related to not fully related to my lecture, but to show you a little bit of how we can play around with the names. So first come, first served, first hand out, I can give the answer. So which brand is the most expensive in the world? Disney, Coca-Cola, or Apple? This is yours. Yes. I wouldn't throw it there. So Apple's cost at the moment is $118 million. That's the cost of just brand. So Apple letters with Apple, which is bitten from one side, that logo costs $118 million. It's the most expensive brand in the world. What it means, if for some reasons, like it happened recently between Google and Alphabet, if Apple decides to sell the company, they will earn at least 118 million just for selling their brand. And then Coca-Cola is 81 million and Disney is $32 million. So that's like the sort of the average price. My second question is, what is the cost of Microsoft brand? So how much Microsoft brand cost? Is it 35 million, 61 and 86? Hold on. Hands down. C is not the right answer. What's the right answer? B. You have another prize from us. Microsoft brands cost $61 million. This is yours. And the last one, so this is the right answer. And the last one I have, I mean, it's a little bit obvious, but hold on just a second because I want you to guess how much it was. Which franchise, this is called, oh, come on, I haven't even seen you, all face down, hands down. Which franchise was bought with the biggest amount, brought the biggest amount of profit to its owner? The Lord of the Wind, Call of Duty, and Pirates of the Caribbean. And since I have 30 hands, I want you to guess the number. So first of all, lady down there in blue, which is the right answer? B, which is right. Now guess the number. I'm making it more complicated. How much revenue, how much profit, sorry, the brand brought, the franchise brought to its owner? How much? Billions dollars. Okay, just a sec. Taking one more. 10 billion. And one more over there, girl. 35, so the price goes here. Call of Duty is the most expensive franchise of the world in all the media markets. It's brought to its developer $12 billion of revenue if you take cumulatively all versions of Call of Duty, whereas the Pirates of the Caribbean was only $2 billion, and that was like about $1.2 billion. That one was about $3.5 billion. So at the moment, the reason I'm putting you that is that if you are developing in the gaming, potentially it can be a super cool market, because at the moment, all the franchises like Halo, GTA, Call of Duty are bringing to people way more revenue than any other franchise in the cinema. And now let me ask you, why is that? Why do you think the game is bringing, because I mean, I'm giving you the information so that you start thinking, right? So why do you think Call of Duty is bringing so much more than any other brand of here? Mm-hmm. Okay, so one assumption is because it's available everywhere, cross-platform. Any other ideas why Call of Duty is bringing more money than projecting the glasses? A lot of versions. One more. Okay. I would doubt it. Lord of the Wind was also very beautiful graphics in the beginning, and in the end, even maybe more beautiful. And also gameplay. One more, okay, here. Okay, so you're overcomplicating. It's bringing the majority of the revenue because the usage time is way longer. If people go to the cinema to watch Lord of the Ring, how long they will go to the cinema? 1 month, 1.5 months, and some other people maybe will buy DVD. Whereas in the game, you can play it for years. So every edition of the game is adding on top of the previous one, and it can be played 5 years ago, this year, and 5 years from now. So you use the same sort of much pretty version. And then I just want to close you with giving a couple of the examples. So when you will be thinking about branding and when you'll be looking outside, think about what brand actually means. This is very common for you, Carrefour's brand. If you really look attentively to that brand, it has two components. It has French flag in it because Carrefour is a French company. And it has C letter, which is pretty much their brand. So it's not just the arrows or just the colors, but it's actually some meaning in the brand. Another one as an example for you is FedEx. It's one of the most popular worldwide courier deliveries. It actually has arrow here. The majority of the people are right-handed. So for right-handed people, the movement is from left to right. And that's what Federal Express included into their logo to show that actually they are moving, they are on the go all the time. Another example of the good branding is Unilever. Unilever is a big holding. It's selling like thousands maybe of products. So they tried actually to put all the products they are selling into their logo. So if you look attentively, you can see like a coat there are like flowers, there are like food for animals there, like all of the stuff. So it's also one of the good examples of the branding. Another one you should know very well is Amazon. It's not only a smile, but it's actually sells the product from A to Z. This is also very important, like for them to highlight that any product from A to Z is available. And the last one, I was actually, when I was preparing for the presentation, I was surprised that not many people know Baskin-Robbins in Turkey, because I thought it's like a global brand for some reasons, but I've heard that they left Turkey some years ago. Baskin-Robbins, on top of B and R, have 31 types of ice cream in their assortment. They always, from the beginning, had 31 type of ice cream, so whenever you go to Baskin-Robbins, you will only see this. So I tried to fit into 45 minutes with the journey, 1, 2, 3, and 4 stage. If you are going to do the marketing for your applications, try to stick to that order. And be curious, look around. Give your application to test to people who have never used any applications. Make them your focus group. Make sure that what you are telling is so simple that even your mother or your, I don't know, small young sister or brother will understand it. And just try to look around yourself, because that's what will help you to get information about your application. And I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock here. We're going to talk about marketing trends, which we see at the moment in the market and which you potentially can use moving forward. And my email is here, so feel free to drop me an email. I'm done.